Lyle and Eric Menendez legal saga is taking another turn. The Los Angeles District Attorney announced a review of new evidence that the brothers were sexually abused by their father. The two brothers were convicted for the 1989 killing of their parents, Jose and Kitty Menendez, at the family's Beverly Hills mansion. Both are currently serving life sentences, but with the new evidence, there could be a possible re-evaluation of their sentences.
We are not, at this point, ready to say that we either believe or do not believe that information. But we're here to tell you that we have a moral and an ethical obligation to review what is being presented to us.
The LA District Attorney says the evidence includes a copy of a letter allegedly sent by Eric in 1988 that his attorneys say corroborates the sexual abuse allegations. A hearing is scheduled for November 29th. Joining me now is trial attorney Kelly Hyman. Kelly, good to see you here in studio. Thank you so much for being here. Let's be clear, because I know that there's been a lot of renewed interest because of the Netflix series and, of course, Kim Kardashian writing this letter to get the brothers released after serving their 35-year sentence so far. It all started with this new evidence that was submitted by the Menendez brothers. What does this new evidence include then? Tell us more about it.
The brothers have been fighting for decades for their freedom, and there might be light at the end of the tunnel based on this petition. So their Menendez attorneys filed a petition with the court, and basically there's two key things that's brought forth in this petition. Number one is that there's new evidence. So they're asserting that there's new evidence that could potentially change the outcome that happened to the trial in the past. And so that new evidence is a letter allegedly written by one of the brothers that lays out the sexual assault. And why is that important? Because in the first trial, there was a mistrial, and that means the trial had to be tried again. But in the second trial, hardly any evidence came in about the sexual assault. So if that evidence came in the second trial, potentially the Menendez could have been found not guilty of the charges. And then also the fact there was also another person that corroborates the fact saying that he was raped by their father, Jose Menendez. And because of that, that could potentially change the outcome.
In that first trial that ended with a hung jury, was any of this evidence submitted of sexual assault by the father in that first trial?
There was some.
So this was seen before?
Yes, but not this letter. So this letter, it wasn't presented in the original trial. Okay. In the original trial, evidence came in from family members that corroborated the sexual assault. In that first trial, the jury came back, hung jury, and basically they had to try the case again, a mistrial.
Okay.
But in the second trial that happened, there was hardly any evidence about the sexual assault, and the letter never came in. And
why was there no evidence about the sexual assault in the second trial?
Very limited. The judge made a determination that it shouldn't be brought in, and some of the arguments by the prosecution was the fact that there's not evidence to substantiate the fact that the kids were sexually assaulted. Because their whole idea was we were sexually abused and we feared for our life because we were concerned that our parents didn't want this information to come out and our parents were going to kill us. And so it was a self-defense idea that we did it to protect ourselves because we were worried we were going to be killed.
It's extraordinary that we're talking about this 30-some years later, right? So what will happen then in this November hearing? Could the judge make a determination then that there will be a new trial or a resentencing?
That's possible. Now, right now, the DA is looking at this evidence because they need to look at the evidence and see, in fact, that there is legitimate evidence and evaluate this and see if, in fact, that it could make a difference. And then ultimately, the judge will look at it and make a determination of whether the fact that there's going to be a new trial, there could possibly be another trial, or for the fact that the time served, based on their time served, they could get out of jail, or they could serve less time possibly as well. There's a lot of possibilities.
Which way do you think it'll go?
I think based on the public outcry and everything going on in this new evidence that they're going to be out of jail.
Wow. All right. We'll see, and we'll have you back after. Thank you so much, Kelly Hyman. Good to see you.
All right, coming up, Donald Trump will be back in Pennsylvania today at the very spot where he narrowly survived